All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our November 7th cooking party. And I'm so excited to cook for you today. And I'm going to be cooking and I'm going to mess the name up. And then I'll tell you what I actually call these because I can't remember. But it's called cauliflower rice arancini, probably saying it wrong. I call them cauliflower balls. They are amazing. It's a recipe that comes from To Be Mindset, which is a program that's on Beachbody. Not that I'm trying to sell the program, but it has wonderful program materials and lots of recipes that are not tiny portions, which is exciting for me. So you can have a program that will help you lose weight, and then you don't have all these tiny little portions. So anyway, I am going to be making what I like to call cauliflower balls, and I'm so happy to have you here. So if you're just hopping on, make sure that you say hello. If you're in one of our parties, tell us who your host is. If you are hosting, scream that you're a host, and I'm so excited to have you here. And then yeah, comment, share, and like so that you can be put into the drawing. So, okay, so I'm going to get started. I went ahead and I pre-cooked my cauliflower rice. I used 2 bags of like frozen cauliflower rice, like the cheapest I can get my hands on, and then 1 bag of frozen peas. So that's like, I don't know, $3 right there. So, and huge portions. So, okay, so I have that in my pan here. This is from the new Brilliance line, and I'll show it to you in just a second, but I need to add some cheese. So I pulled it off the stove. And I pre-cooked it just so that it wasn't so hot for my hands. And then I added a 1/4 cup of Rayo's homemade marinara sauce just for a little bit of kick and some salt. Okay, so that leaves me up to, I need mozzarella cheese to add next. And it says 1.5 cups of low moisture shredded mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to, in true Laura Fortune fashion, I am a little bit short on the amount of cheese that I need. So I'm going to cut this up and then I'm going to add some Laughing Cow cheese, which is another cheese that's just really amazing. If you've never had it before, it comes in this little wheel here and then it's little like wedges, but it melts really nicely with cauliflower rice. So I'll probably just throw a couple of those in there, get that kind of going because I'm a little bit short on the mozzarella for today. So it happens. It was a busy weekend. So, all right. So I'll put that in there and then get that mixing up just a little bit so that it's not in a big chunk. Okay. Then I'm going to take my grater. If you're popping on, make sure that you say hello. I would love to know that you're on. I think you are close enough. If you ask questions, I think that I can see them. And if you're watching the replay, put that you were on the replay. I would love to know that you're there. And if you have questions about things, just ask. So I'm really excited because in October, we had a $25 kit available for people to join, which was really, really exciting. And you know, what's better than starting a business for $25 and then you can try it out and see if you like it, earn a little extra money for the holidays. Such a great deal. So I was so sad when we hit like October 31st and I'm like, oh my gosh, the kit is going away. And then I wake up November 1st, and my first thing to do on the first day of the month is to check what we call the stir, which is kind of like our like magazine, our Pampered Chef little magazine that gives us all the inside information for the month and lots of really cool stuff. So I checked in there and they extended it. So if you're looking at this going, oh my gosh, yeah, I could do what she does, and how cool is it that she makes a paycheck doing it? Yeah, totally consider joining our team for $25. Like, how cool is that? Get you a really cute apron. You can try it out, see if you like it. And I would love to train you and show you how to do what I do. So, because it's so much fun. All right, so I'm going to mix my cheese in here. The last time I made these, I had the cauliflower rice like piping hot, and you have to kind of roll them into little like balls, which is why they call them cauliflower balls. And it was so stinking hot. I was like burning my hands trying to do it, but I did it anyway. And I'm telling you, these things are amazing. So flavorful, lower on the calories, huge on veggies, which fills you up without actually adding those extra calories, which is what I'm looking for. Okay, so add mozzarella cheese, stir until it melts, and let it cool slightly. That's the part that I forgot the first time. Okay, then I'm going to add flour. Got this little like ball of cheese mush. Move that out of the way. And I cannot stand when my counter has junk on it. So handy scraper like to the rescue. Okay, so next up I need flour in a small mixing bowl, which I'm going to use the coating trays because we're going to go from one to the other with an egg wash. So that makes that super easy. And it's only 2 tablespoons of flour. I have it on a teaspoon. I'm like, that doesn't look like the right amount. Okay, let's try that again. I'll do another half because that's about where I landed for the first one. So I get the right amount. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of whole wheat flour. And then add eggs to a separate mixing bowl and beat lightly. So I'll get my eggs. And if you're on here, make sure you say hello. And if you would like to be entered in our prize drawing, that does not work. If you want to be entered into our prize drawing, just comment, like, and share, and I will find those and put you in the drawing. I should have remembered it didn't work the first time. Okay, so there's 2 eggs. And I need to mix them. So let me get my whisk. Use this one. If you watch my my cooking shows on the regular, I waited a long time to buy a whisk because I was like, we have whisks. Like, we have more whisks than we need. Why do I need another whisk? And in true Pampered Chef fashion, I tried the whisk. And then I was like, okay, I don't even understand why this whisk is so much better than a whisk that I've ever had, but it truly is. So you definitely get what you pay for. Okay. Then I need to add breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese to another bowl, which is perfect. Don't feel like I've got that. Okay, that's better. So breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese was perfect because I have a third one. So I'm using panko breadcrumbs, and I need half of a cup. I have these little Twix-It clips. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but these are the coolest things ever. And they are literally like all over a kitchen, holding stuff and keeping things nice and fresh. I say that looks like just about half a cup. Oh, that's perfect. Cool. Okay, so there's my half cup. Put this in my little garbage pile over here to take care of later. And then I need to add Parmesan cheese and stir to combine. Okay, so I got my fresh Parmesan. I'm just going to use the same grater that I was using before because that doesn't really matter. See how much I need before I overdo. 1/4 of a cup. Okay, so that's not very much. Okay, I'm going to go with that. That looks about 1/4 of a cup to me. Mess my counter up again. All right, pop that in there. I think I'm done with cheese. I can put that in there and give it a quick stir. So the cheese ends up all over the mixture, so that'll help hold it on there. Okay, let me do a cleanup again. I hope that everybody's having a great day. It was time change weekend, and gosh, I remember when like our kids who are very tall, and we have one in college and one that's a sophomore, and I remember when they were like toddlers and we had time changes. So those mamas and daddies out there with like toddlers, I feel your pain. I am sure that it was, a rough week or maybe even a rough start to today. So, because man, that time change is brutal for little ones. So maybe for their parents too. So maybe more for their parents. Okay, so next up, I am going to, it says use clean hands, form cauliflower mixture into 2-inch balls, and then roll each in the flour, dip in the egg, and then roll in the breadcrumbs. thought that's the way it was going to land, so that worked out. Okay, those over there. Okay, so then I'll put this here. Gotta have it all set up, my little assembly line here. And then I have the baking tray cookie sheet, and I'm going to spray it. I've got a piece of parchment on it, and I just buy the parchment that's like already cut. It's just so much easier, and I don't use parchment paper that often, so because I'm not a huge baker. I give it a quick spray. Keeps you from using, if you use like a spray versus the like just pouring it from the olive oil bottle, I use so much less when it's a spray. So if you're trying to watch calories, it's a great way to kind of keep an eye on things. Okay, looks like that behaved. And hopefully it's not so hot that it burns my hands. Okay. We're gonna try the cookie scoop because maybe that'll keep some of it like from sticking to my hands as much. Oh, good. Yeah, this is definitely not as hot as it was the last time I tried to make this. Okay, so I'm going to make these into a ball, and then I'm going to put it in the flour. And it just fell apart. Wonder if my cheese is not sticky enough. Okay, then I'm gonna roll it in here. And they are not pretty, but man, they taste amazing. And being veggie based, you know, it makes it really filling and good for you. Okay, well, that worked out. All right, this cookie scoop is going to need a washing and a half after I'm done with it. So I can see there people are on there. Hello, I think I can see Vicky, Lori, Deborah. Awesome. Hi, everybody. So if anybody has questions, just ask. I'm making what I like to call cauliflower balls, and I will put the recipe in the comments once I'm done. I haven't figured out how to pre-add that, so I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I just haven't figured it out. So these are kind of messy. Okay. I think mine are going to be blobs instead of balls. I think that the cheese is supposed to make it stick together, but today it's not really doing that, so I'm kind of punting a little bit. But you serve this on a bed of zucchini noodles. So you've got cauliflower rice, which is obviously, you know, a really great veggie and super easy to make because you just buy it frozen and stick it in the microwave. And then a bag of peas. And then you put it on a bed of zucchini, which is like so yummy. So if you need like an actual protein to add, you could add chicken to it. They're so messy. They're looking a little bit better though. So I think the peas are keeping them from sticking together. One of those things that doesn't look real pretty, but man, it tastes good. So if you're on, I would love to know what you're having for dinner. So we have a busy night. We've got a meeting to go to. So we are I love to do cooking shows on Monday because it's like it's usually a busy night. So then I've got dinner all ready for everybody and we can eat when everybody has time. Sometimes we eat in stages and sometimes we eat all together and sometimes some people are eating and others aren't and who knows? Just never know on a Monday. Those are so messy. I kind of feel like a toddler, like playing in my food right now. All right. So after you do this, you bake them for 25 minutes, um, which gives me a few minutes to get cleaned up and not have dishes out when it's time for dinner, which is kind of nice. That's kind of the way I like to do things is do as much of the cleaning before so that when we sit down, all we have to do is clean the dishes. So it makes it nice. when I'm doing cooking shows, I like to go back and like watch my videos just to kind of see, how they went and look at your comments and all of that. So if you're like on here and you want to say hi, I would love for you to say hi and I'll respond back when I'm done. But if you're just popping on, I am making cauliflower balls. They are called Aracini, I think, but I'm probably butchering the way that is pronounced. So forgive me if you've heard of these and you're going, oh my gosh, this girl is crazy. And I'll put the recipe in the comments. That looks so gross, but I am going to tell you, they are amazing. So, okay. Trying to figure out what to do with all of this. I guess I'm just going to have to plow through it. So this was 2 bags of cauliflower rice and one bag of peas, and then 2 tablespoons of whole wheat flour, which I'm wondering if it's going to be enough. A little bit of Rayo's marinara, which is like a homemade marinara, which is like low in sugars and things like that, like good, like wholesome ingredients, which is awesome. No extra yucky fillers in it. Okay, so for the sake of time, I'm going to wash my hands real quick because they are disgusting. And I'm going to put the rest of this in a bowl and I'll finish it up after we are live together. Then you don't have to watch me like finish these up. And then I'm going to cook my zoodles and show you that real quick. So let me put this in here. Dump it in here, scooch it out of the way because I want to use the same pan. Then I don't have to dirty another pan. These pans are from the Brilliance line and they are wonderful. Nice and heavy duty, super duper nonstick, like literally nonstick to the max. Like everything just comes right off of it. You just give it a quick clean and you're good to go. So I love them. And then the spoon holder, which is like brilliant. It's also, I probably should show you this too. I also really like the color. It's kind of like a jean blue. So like really pretty, but not too trendy so that, it doesn't go out of style. Okay, I'm going to pop these into the oven, and that's going to be for 25 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 25 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and then I went ahead and pre-cut my zoodles, which I'll tell you a little secret. I actually do not have the veggie spiralizer, so it's like one of the few products that I just haven't picked up yet. So I used a different brand, so I went ahead and just cut those off camera, and so that you didn't have to watch me do this. But this is like 5 really small zucchini. Okay, so I am going to add zoodles, stir occasionally for 2 minutes, and then add tomato sauce, garlic, onion, oregano, all the yummy things. So I'm going to pop this in here. I love these flexible mats because I can just take it straight from the mat into whatever it needs to go into. So might as well use the same stirrer here. Okay. It's going to be all together in the end anyway. So, all right, so put these on, and then I need to season them, which if you've never tried zoodles, they are wonderful. It's a great way to get, again, another veggie in. And it's a great like substitute for pasta. So I think you can buy them pre-cut, but I tend to just buy them because zucchinis are so cheap anyway. I usually just buy the zucchini and spiralize them myself. So it's pretty quick. So, okay. So I'm going to put half of a teaspoon of garlic powder in there. Tomato sauce, garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, so like all the yummy things. So I'm doing half of a teaspoon. Oh, this smells so good. This is the garlic rub, and I use it just as regular garlic. but our seasonings are so flavorful. Lots of them are on sale. So definitely pop in and check on that. And it's like while supplies last. So this is 3 onion rub. It's wonderful. It smells really amazing too. And I love this little spoon because it slides and then it also fits inside the jar. So I don't have to like pour it out and make a mess. Okay. And then I got Italian because they said dried oregano. And I'm like, well, if I'm putting oregano in, I want all of the other Italian seasonings in there. So why not? Tastes great on zoodles. So, and zoodles can be kind of bland um, if you don't spice them up. So, okay. I need 15-ounce can, which I wasn't using a can. So I'm going to put another quarter cup in here because I don't want too much sauce. Does add, even if it's natural, it does add some extra sugars in there. Okay, then I'm going to salt these. If you are unsure about zoodles or you've tried them before and you didn't like them, try adding seasonings and salt them because they can be kind of bland if you don't add some extra stuff in there. Okay, get those stir, get that tomato sauce around everywhere and stir up the seasonings. Okay, let me take a look because I think I might be at the end. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let that cook for a couple minutes because zoodles cook really, really, really fast. What I'm thinking is I'm probably going to add this like to my zoodles because I'm kind of low on the other ingredients to do the balls. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing is tossing that in with the zoodles that I don't have to roll up anymore. Um, and then I'm going to serve it with the zoodles on the bottom and then the cauliflower balls on top, so kind of like meatballs. So I will take a picture and I will post that so that you can see what it looks like. But I'm so excited because I'm not done yet, but because I got my taste buds today, so I don't actually know what's in here. I got a little teaser in my email, I think this morning. I got a little teaser and it's for Taste Buds subscribers. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to look. So I started looking and I'm like, I don't know if I want to look, but it looks like it's Thanksgiving themed, which of course, because it's November. So I'm really excited. I don't actually know what's in here. So like legit just opening for the first time. Okay, so we've got rosemary herb, which is one of my favorites. I love their seasonings because they're all blends. So you can just really like legit throw it on chicken and that's the end of it. So garlic and herb, which is one of my favorites too. I think I had that over here because I was debating on garlic or garlic and herb. And then seasoning salt, which is wonderful. It has salt and spices, garlic, onion powder, paprika, garlic, onion, different kinds of garlic and onion. Yeah, so totally check that out too, seasoning salt. And then the Tuscan style, which is like, I keep saying everything's my favorite, but I think the Tuscan actually is my favorite. The other ones I love. But I think if I had to like pick one spice to like eat for the rest of my life, I probably would pick this one. So it's wonderful. It's Tuscan. It is basil, thyme, parsley, rosemary, black pepper, oregano, bay, garlic, celery, all of the really, really yummy things. But it's all jam packed in here. So you put like a tablespoon of that on chicken, like a few pieces of chicken, and you're like good to go. So, okay, so those are the seasonings, which usually it comes with 3. So we got like a bonus this month. And then they send these like literally beautiful recipe cards. So they're so cool. I'm so excited. So the first one is mashed potato gnocchi, which you use the garlic and herb. And the cool thing is, if you're like, I'm not sure that that's really exactly what I'm looking for, they give you ways to change it up on the back. And then also in the Taste Buds Hub, there are tons and tons of recipes. So I could go in and put in, okay, I've got Tuscan style herb chicken, and it'll pull up 20 different ways to use it, which is so cool. So if the seasonings come in and you're like, oh, I think I could use those look really good, but the recipes are not quite your thing, it's just a great way to switch it up. Okay, and then sausage strata, which that looks amazing, like so pretty. And I love this baker. It's like my favorite right now. Okay. So they got some change ups on that too. And then rosemary, herb, apple, cherry chicken, which looks amazing. And in the pan that I was using. So that looks so pretty. So I'm going to like definitely deep dive into these, and maybe I'll make one of these next week on our live show. So thank you so much for popping on and watching. And if you're watching replay, put replay. If you're on live, put live. If you're a host, tell me you're a host. And yay, thank you so much for hosting. And if you're a customer in one of our parties, tell us who your host is. And if you're just here to watch, that's great. So I hope that you have an amazing day. And thank you so much for spending a half an hour with me while I cook in my kitchen. So have a great day. Bye, everybody.